Hello and welcome to Awesome Bros, and this week, yes, you've waited for it, it's the first ever episode of Drawing with Chris.
For an open window on the crowded world, Max and Chris from Ups and Bros. Welcome to Ups and Bros. Yeah.
So, like I already said to you guys, I've been drawing for a while on paper. I'm always working with this kind of tablet. When I'm working on Photoshop and Premiere Pro, I've already drawn on it. I'm not a pro. We have a couple of friends on Twitter that are cartoonist pros, and I do admire the stuff they're doing. I just never pursue my full passion of drawing, and also I guess I have a little bit of skills in there. So I want to pair up together the drawing side of me and also the beer side of me. So this is the first ever episode I'll be recording about a drawing with Chris. Very special beer this week that got sent us by a Microbrasserie Charlevoix out there in Charlevoix, which is the G7 special beer. So if you guys are not familiar with G7, let's get into the more political side of things. So it's a group of 7, or called G7, which is built around Canada, France, Germany, Italy, UK, and United States. Japan. So these 7 countries are the 7 largest economies in the world. So that's why they're meeting up every year or so to discuss some issues in the world in general. So this year they're going to discuss a bit more about the impact of the environment around, let's say, the oceans and all that stuff. So hopefully they'll turn out really good. But the first main people, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, we have President Emmanuel Macron, Chancellor Angela Merkel, Prime Minister Carlo Cottarelli, and then from Japan we also have Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. Then from UK, Prime Minister Theresa May. United States, we have President Donald Trump, of course, and from the European Union, we have Council President Donald Tusk, Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker. That will be president. So all these really political figures will unite for a weekend in Malbé to discuss politics. But they've created this fantastic beer, which Microbrasserie Charlevoix was kind enough to send us, which is called the G7. And G7 because it contains 7 ingredients from all the different countries that will be present at the G7. So let's say to start it off, it's loaded with Canadian malt. So as you can see, it's beautiful, clear, nice. It's clean. You do get a nice little bit of sweetness from it. But it's also paired with UK oats and also Italian orzo. So if you're if you know orzo a little bit, it's kind of like a Italian cereal. So here's the nice fruitiness behind the beer. But also, it's also paired with 3 different hops. So we got the Sorachi Ace, which has a little bit of kind of like a dill finish to it. Summit hops to get that nice bitterness from the US. So Sorachi Ace is from Japan. Summit hop from US. And then we have, this is a hard one, Strissel Spalt from France, which I guess it's more of the noble hop side of things, which is going to be a nice little floral addition to the beer. But then it's all finished up with a nice German yeast in there. Creates a nice kind of like dry finish to it, but you get a load of sweetness, which is really nice. Not loads, but just a nice touch of sweetness at 7%. It poured with a nice thick foam on top. I love the smell on it. It smells clean. It's really good. I've been missing my kind of like lagers, pilsners. So this one is a lagered yeast from Germany that's used in this beer. And by the way, drawing by Melissa Deschênes, which is really nice. The artwork on the label, pretty cool. But this also means I gotta top off that label with my own interpretation of that beer, since I've kind of like described it to you guys. Now I'm jumping on a computer and making the best drawing I can do about it. Just a little note before I get started, it's the first ever episode I'll be recording on that, so give me a chance. And also, my drawing style is really not trash, but I like something that's a little bit off. That's not perfect. I like it when it's a little bit trashy. So follow me along on this journey, and hopefully you'll enjoy those. So without further ado, let's jump into the computer. All right, for this drawing, the first thing that came to my mind is it's G7. So we have 7 politicians meeting up to talk about stuff in general. So just to get started, I'll get my 7 politicians going, but we don't want much detail into them. There's no real leaders into this, but let's put a bigger one in the middle, and then the other one's right here. Because I want them to think about what's the most important for us right here on the channel, which is beer. And actually, it's a really good test for me starting off this drawing thing, because I've practiced a lot drawing beer ingredients since we started the channel. I did some social media banners of Obscene Bros on the drawing side of things. So let's draw a big bubble. Looking better already. So we have politicians talking and thinking about a big sausage. Way to go. I'm actually really impressed. This is really cool. Perfect. So right in there in this bubble, and then water is the big key component in this thing. So we want our politicians to think about the impact water has in our beer. This is really important. And then which equals beer. Yeah, let's do a nice Manchester, because those are Max's favorite glasses and also the most easiest ones to draw in general. So we have our beer, we have our hops, we have our politicians. I want to just create some of I love making textures and all right guys, let's be honest, this first version of the drawing and the video quite turned out like shit, and I've been stressing out quite a lot the past few days about how shit it was. So I sat back on the drawing board and just went in with my full-on creative mind without filming it, just to create something a little bit more in depth that I had in my mind while doing it, and just removing the anxiety fact that I had while doing this drawing. I don't want to sound like a victim. I just wanted to point out that it's not something easy to do, and that I might not do this every single week because of how hard it is on my mind, and how hard it turns out to be drinking beer and trying to interpret it the best way you can in drawing form. So here's a little kind of like sped up version of how I did a better version of that drawing, and I think I feel a lot more confident posting that now today. And it's just, I guess it's just a good turnout, because I watched a video from Dan Mace out there on YouTube, which is a South African filmmaker that posted a video about anxiety amongst YouTubers or filmmakers or just creators in general, how we put a lot of pressures on ourselves, and that it's probably one of the biggest skills, or not skill, but I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's something that we need to harness and to use as an advantage on us, instead of something that puts us down and that kind of like puts us in a corner to just not make what we want to do. So it kind of like boosted me up to do this today, and seriously, I'm not sure I would have done it without seeing that. So thanks, Dan. That was quite a good kick in the ass. So if you guys haven't checked that out, it's called the Bro Series out there. He's gonna be posting every single Wednesday for I don't know how much time, but it's certainly something that you guys must look into it. And I know that mental health issues is also something that we don't talk a lot on the channel, but also amongst beer geeks in general, which is something Drunk Buckaroo does pretty well. And I think it's really important to put out that discussion out there. And if you do need to talk about it, just do it. There's an hashtag available on Twitter if you want to put it out there, but also reach out to friends best way to do it, I guarantee you. I don't want to make this video really not boring, but not negative too, but just sad. So to end it on a good note, I hope this drawing turned out really cool. If you liked it, let me know. It means a lot to me. And also thanks a lot to Microbrasserie Charlevoix. It means a lot for receiving those beers and drinking them. Both of those beers were amazing. I can't wait to get more from you guys. And I know I've been drinking you guys since I'm 17 years old. So yeah, sorry, don't tell the government about that. But can't wait to share that with Max when he comes back, just so he can try out some of your beers, because he knows about them, of course, because I told him about. But yeah, seriously, thanks a lot for supporting us, supporting Ops and Bros. And of course, if you did enjoy this little end of the video, then leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. This is how we can pretty much measure how successful we are, or how much support we get on every single video. And of course, share it with your friend, because they might be the next ones to comment on this video, which we really do appreciate. So thanks a lot for coming along and for watching us, and hopefully I might be able to do another one of these probably in the next week. So let me know if you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Oh, and by the way, if you want to buy us a beer, you don't want to go through the hassle of sending us beer through mail because it's expensive and all that stuff, just head down to Patreon. The link is down there in the description. You can go with $5. You buy us a beer. You write us in the comments what beer you want us to buy. And after that, we can easily get access to some of our smugglers, get the beer in, and try to review it or talk about it for you guys. So thanks a lot. Oops, this is bad for the audio. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.